No, it's not just a flu. It's pneumonia. It's a real dangerous pneumonia. I don't know how to start this. I will try to let you understand what is really going on here in Italy. I wasn't able to sleep, and actually a lot of anxiety is knocking on my door. The Prime Minister of Italy finally declared the lockout of the whole country, which is something good, but we still need to do more. I'm afraid it's still not enough. But in China was very, very hard, and the restriction they used, we finally can say that it's worth the hype. What I mean, here in Italy, the situation is really, really bad. Why is so bad? Why is Italy panicking like this? Why all this drama when all the other countries are saying that the COVID-19 is just a flu? No, it's not just a flu. It's pneumonia. It's a real dangerous pneumonia. Previously, they told worldwide that it's only dangerous for people over 65 years old and for those who have autoimmune disease. Many persons from 30 to 40 are in intensive care. And also today, a kid of 18 in Milan is in intensive care. Well, I personally have a chronic autoimmune disease. In my family, I have different people who has worse autoimmune diseases than mine. Sorry, that's not true either. I want you to explain what is the meaning of the intensive care, but I will try to describe what is really going on here. My son, 10 years old, was sick and he had high fever for 5 days. I bring him into different hospitals. The first one was the kids' hospital. Hundreds of kids with the same identical symptoms. High fever, headache, very bad cough. I went there at 9 o'clock. At 4 p.m. we were still on the waiting list to have the first visit. More than 6 hours there. Many other parents with kids were coming in the emergency place where all the people stay together. On a chair, on the floor, my son fell asleep on my legs several times because was exhausted. asking me, please, mom, take me home. It was already our turn from many hours before, but once I knocked at the door of the nurse, she told me, I know, I understand your son is ill, but we have to give the priority to the newborns and to the most severe cases. And I said, of course, I understand. I asked her, we are here for many hours, how long it takes to have the first visit, not even with the doctor, just the first visit, to be accepted inside the hospital. She told me, maybe other 6-7 hours if we are lucky. I watched my son's face and I decided to go to another hospital. We went there, waiting again, because a lot of kids, even there, with the same identical symptoms. It's just a flu, they told us. Come on, it's winter, it's normal. But hundreds of kids with the same issue. We made the blood exams and it turns out that my son had bronchitis, but they never made a COVID-19 test to no one, to none of these kids. And I tell you why, because as per rules, only the people who came back from China or had contacts with people who came back from China with flu symptoms should have knocked at the door and tell to the nurse that he was in touch with someone. Now, if there are hundreds of people in an emergency room, kids coughing, crying, that happened in both hospitals without any masks, without any distance for safety reasons. Let's only imagine if the grandparents of the kid near me and my son was positive because, let's imagine, his uncle came from Hong Kong or South Korea or China, or avoiding the direct flights because Italy closed the flights. Many persons came back to Italy, making other stops like Dubai, Milano or Frankfurt, Milano. That people should not have come back to Italy, should have been more responsible and stayed at least 15 days in quarantine. We actually don't know if 15 days is enough. We don't know and actually don't care if they were Italian people, German, French, Chinese. The point is that all these kids were not tested for the coronavirus. In my son's case was a viral bronchitis. Viral. So no antibiotics. So he spent 2 weeks at home. After these 2 weeks, means 14 days, appeared the first case in Italy, near Milano. Till today we know that, thanks God, the kids are not in danger with the COVID-19. But what if all these hundreds, thousands of kids had the virus and spread it, and all the others around had it too? Maybe I have it too, and I have only a little bit of flu today. From a couple of days, I'm having trouble with my breath and I have flu. My eyes are so tired and crying, and my nose is watering, is constantly watering, and I feel like I need to blow my nose. Maybe I have this virus even in quarantine, and I can be dangerous for myself and for others. When the first case came out, they gave us an emergency number to contact and to tell if you had that kind of symptoms. It's not a flu, it's a pneumonia. And you will not be able to breathe. And you will stay alone in intensive care, silence all around you, only the breath machine trying to save your life. You will be probably not conscious. Lucia, what you want? What you want to say with this story? The situation here is like living in a movie. The Italian government have to guarantee that we all don't have to pay taxes, bills, and all the shit that in this moment we cannot afford. Loans, rents, We are already knocked out. The reason why Italy is in danger is because the hospitals are collapsing and there will be no space for the daily cases of normal routine if the amount of COVID-19 will increase. It's already a lot. All the countries must be prepared for something like this in 2020. Come on, 2020, guys. And we are not prepared for this. I'm not blaming the Italians. I'm just blaming the past prime ministers. In 2020, we should not be in such trouble. Our kids are not going to school. And I probably think our students lost the whole year of school. Why in 2020 we're not prepared to do lessons online? We all have internet here with all the powerful things that we can create. How can this be possible that we are not prepared in 2020? I can't believe that we are in such shameless situation. That's why I'm doing this video. Ask your government to be prepared. Don't underestimate the situation. Italy underestimated because our country was not locked out. And this is a mistake that in my country we did. We need dedicated structures. We actually don't feel the support of the other countries. We don't feel Europe united, but we will raise and stronger. I will do my best to give you again talent, emotions, and good music here on my channel. Even if you are far, thinking that you will not be in such kind of trouble, please stay strong, be safe, and careful.